Hi everyone! Welcome to our class. Magandang umaga, magandang tanghali, magandang gabi, at magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. So I don't know what time you'll be watching this video, but this is taken today around Sunday night. So bahala po kayo kung anong oras kaya. But now, I have already told you that we'll be having an asynchronous class. And ginawa ko na lang siyang recording so it will be easier for me since wala tayong klase for so many days due to various reasons. And so, ang naklasihan ko lang talaga ay ang BE and BPED. Supposedly, this is for the math and English, in English and in Filipino, but the math and science nawala ng pasok. And supposedly may arrangement kami early on for math and science kaya lang masyadong malalayo yung isa. So, igawin na lang natin pare-pareho. But hopefully next week okay tayo. But of course, this is except sa English and Filipino since next week half day tayo, mayroon tayong kain ng pamilya. Ayun. So, bali, dapat sana dito isa-celebrate natin ang yearly sineselebrate natin to na dapat umuwi tayo ng maaga kasama natin ang ating pamilya at tayo ay mag-dinner. So ngayon, hindi ko alam kung at least if ever man you haven't eaten for a while, you can eat out and rest with your family members. So since you'll be dismissed at 3 p.m., but of course, it depends. Merong iba early on sila mag-dismiss. So now, let us begin our discussion. So I'll be sharing my screen. Okay. So, ayan. So I hope that you can see my screen. So I am presenting. I'm presenting my screen. Okay. Now, the first lesson today is the, well, alam ko dito yung may ano eh. So, tingnan natin ang video effects muna. All right, so now we're back. Yan, mas malinaw ako. Okay, chapter 1, lesson 2, the demands of the society from the teacher as a person. We keep on asking these questions a while back na ang daming demands ng society sa atin. Sobra, as in. And we may say that, uy, ba't ka ganyan? Nagti-teacher ka pa naman, dapat ganito, dapat ganyan, and whatsoever. Maraming sinasabi sa atin, hindi ka pwedeng nagaganyan kasi teacher ka. Hindi ka pwedeng ganito kasi nag-teacher ka. And so many reasons. And most of the time, we were asked, ba't nag-teacher ka? Maraming questions yan sa sobra, as in so many reasons. Bakit ka ba nag-teacher? Ang baba ng sahod. So number one is the financial status. Mababa ang sahod ng teacher. What else? Some other questions would be, nag-teacher ka? Kasi mahina ulo mo. And isn't it one of the statement that was told by your first speaker during the internship seminar? But back in the day, when I was younger, college student, yan ang implication pag nag-teacher. I don't know kung ngayon. Kasi pag nalaman na, for example, a teacher ka, okay, I'm an English teacher. Oh, English, that's so good. English teacher. And of course, other courses may connotation yan. Last time I asked during our discussion with the BPED, BPED, PE lang yan. And I think Filipino majors would hear the same thing. Filipino. But for the math and science, sad to say, no? Pero kasi the math and science, they would say, wow, ang hirap niya na, ang hirap ng math. Okay, so mag-ano ka nga, ganyan. So, maraming questions. So, we will always ask before, bakit ka nag-teacher? Or, sorry ha, but during our time, may mga teacher na mababagsak-bagsak yung grades nila nung high school, nag-teacher sila. Kasi hindi sila pwede sa other license exam. And marami din na minamani ang LET. Like for example, they will say, galing ako ng ng engineering so magsa-CPE na lang ako kasi madali lang naman yung LET. Yeah. And imagine the feeling of those people na hindi makapasa ng LET, nakailang take na pero still nagli-LET. And many things. We've always asked, bakit nag-teacher ka? Sobrang daming hindi mo pwedeng gawin because you're a teacher. Even sa pananamit, ang dami sa ating hindi pwede. Even sa sobrang daming makeup, apakadaming hindi natin pwedeng ilagay because we are a teacher. And there are 12 characteristics of an effective teacher. And my dear students, English, Filipino, Math, Science, I want you to put this and memorize this 12 characteristics of an effective teacher. You are to memorize these 12 things. And let's begin. Number 1, prepared. A teacher must be prepared and must come to class each day and ready to teach. This is the reason why I always tell my students, FS students, wag na wag yung sasabihin sa inyong mga critic teacher. Ma'am, sorry, hindi ko po kaya magturo. Never. But by this time, you're already a third-year student and you've been trained by the university to handle class. Never tell that. And in addition to that, you need to come to class each day and ready to teach. Kahit lasing ka, kahit may amats ka, well, dapat hindi ka lasing during class. Pero siguro, let's say, you have a hangover, you didn't prepare for the lesson, of course, that's a no-no. My dear, as a teacher, I want you to have a balanced life. I want you to enjoy having a love life, having friends, having a family, attending family gathering, and so and so. And you also study. But you need to maximize your time to finish everything kasi hindi naman pwede na puro work. But you have students who wants to be with you. That's why you need to prepare to class. I remember there was a co-faculty of mine before, sabi niya pagdating sa klase, bed weather. So bed weather is nakakatamad, sobrang gusto ko lang matulog. Of course, you cannot say that. And maraming mga teacher, I think, na ginagamit nila. Like for example, I'm not prepared to the lesson, so magagalit-galitan ako. Konting-konti. Yan naman sinasabi ko sa inyo. Ayan. Ang kakalat nyo. Dasang oras siyang nagsisermon. Sermon must also be timed as well. Kailangan, pag kunwari nag-sermon ka, bawi ka dapat. Let's say, hindi ka isang oras magagalit, tapos ulit-ulit na lang yung sasabihin mo. Hindi pwede. The students will feel, hindi tayo nagklase. Naku si ma'am. Yeah. There's, of course, may need kasi or pag nagagalit ka sa class, it's either, you could stop or you could have a makeup class kasi sayang yung oras, or you could also, for the concerned citizen, simulator in class after ng class. Now, the students know that you are ready with the lesson kasi naka-oras tayo. Positive. You need to have positive attitudes, optimistic attitudes about teaching and about students. Teacher itself, my dear, if you have negative attitudes toward teaching itself, you will not enjoy it. Like for example, sabihin natin, ang hirap, ang daming trabaho, puro na lang trabaho, puro na lang meeting, puro na lang ganito, ng ganyan, sobrang dami na. If you are, if you're a negative person, you will burn out. As in, you will feel burnt out because everything is negative. Every things that is happening to you is not proper. But if you are positive, you will just run that to your friend. Ay nako, meron namang gawain, but still you will do it. And after a sleep or after a rest or whatever rest ang meaning nyo, you will go back and then you'll always still be happy and still willing to do another semester with a happy heart. And you will be excited and your students will feel that you are excited regardless of the things that you're doing. And that's very important. You need to have a positive attitudes. Number three, hold high expectations. Set no limits on students and believe everyone can be successful. Not all students are uh not mali. Sorry. Not all students who are bad when they were a student, not all teachers who are bad when they were a teacher, they are bad all throughout. Mind you that there are teachers that they were not good or they or maybe professionals that they're not good when they were a student, but because someone believed in them, someone trusted them, and they trust themselves, they become a better person and they become a better professional. So one of which that I'm telling you, you're looking at it, is me. I don't have a good grades when I was when I was in high school. I have 73 in science. Yes. I think I've already told you this before. When there was a time when I was a third year student that I received a 74. So in order for my mom not to know this, I asked my teacher if I could borrow 1 point. At least even if it's line of 7, it's 75. So I have 75. Second grading, I again 74. So 74 again. He got all the borrowed points. The 1 point I received 73. My God. I was thinking, oh my gosh, it's hard, especially the third year, the third sem. Now, my average, my guard, when I was in third year, have correction tape because it was changed to 75 because I got, I think, enough grade to make it all 75. Sobrang lala ako before. And I don't like English. My favorite subject would always and always be Filipino. No limitangere, el filibusterismo, those things. Math, I hate math. No, yeah, I hate math because mathematics is so boring and I don't understand math. But Filipino, I love Filipino. I actually want to become a Filipino teacher. English, I don't like grammar. I hate grammar. Grammar sucks. It's like mathematics, but in English, but it has letters. So it has a repetition in everything. I don't like those subjects. I hate that. But when I was in college, I realized that I lost friends. So I said to myself, I want to become the teacher that I once need when I was a student. So I vowed that while filling up my form and handing it out to I want to become an English teacher because I love Greek mythology. And that's the reason why. So from line of 7, first grading, second grading, my grades become line of 9. Yeah, 7 to 9, di ba? Because I love Greek mythology. And my teachers, when I was in fourth year, there I was inspired. And when I step on college, first year college, someone believed in me. Many of my teachers believe in me back then that they see that I am a good student. I receive uno, which is hard to receive back then. As in, talagang hindi ka basta-basta magkakauno. Madami ang makakatres because just because. And kahit mag-aral ka 'pag hindi talaga mataas ang grade mo, pinakamataas lang sa'min ang DL namin is DOS and 225 is gold na para sa isang ordinaryong student. So, that's it. And my grades got higher, my education's better, grammar is better. I love grammar, to teach grammar a little bit. Yeah, but compared to before, it's really there's really a big change. That's why I'm happy because that I vow myself that I will hold high expectations to my students because not all students are less. Wag mong pilitin mo na kahit this student of yours who sucks at everything, and you hate this student because he or she cannot understand your lesson, believe in that student. And because you still don't know what will happen in the future. And if you will say, ikaw yung estudyante. Kasi may mga nadidinig akong ganon. Hindi nasabi sa akin yon, but some of my friends and some of my students, they told me na some of their teacher told them that they will not succeed. Please don't be that kind of teacher. Okay? So, next, creative. Creative characteristics of an effective teacher is they are creative. They are resourceful and inventive in how they teach their class. I am not a creative person when it comes to crafts. I love crafts. I love buying craft, but doing it, it's another problem. I don't have the talent to become an artist, but I do try to become an artist, but really it's not for me. I am not like other teachers. I'm not creative in using pair of scissors and other matter. I am creative in using ideas and different ideas every time that I go out and I saw a TikTok video or I saw something. Oh, I think I could use that in my class. That's is what I am very creative. I don't have good visuals because it's not my thing. Thank you, Canva. That's not my thing. But I am good with activities. So alam ko that is my strength. I do think sometimes my students, every time that they have demonstration teaching, they will consult, ma'am, ito po yung lesson ko. Bigyan mo ko ng activity. Sabi kong ganun. Okay, ito gawin mo. Just try this. Okay, so that's how I do it. Magaling ako dyan. And I know most of you, actually nakita ko na kayo third year, ang strengths ninyo ay both. You're good in digital, third year students now, based on my observation, you're good in different activities, good in digital, innovative, and I've seen some of the demonstration teachings, they are good, and based on the feedback of your teacher, okay siya, solid kayo, which is good because you could use that. And sometimes they will say magastos magturo because you keep on buying and buying and buying and buying many stuff. But if you are creative, you could reduce and recycle. This is an example of how creativity is very important. This is for science. The president of CEU, Ms. Padolina, Dr. Padolina, um, because we have Centro Escolar Integrated School that is for elementary and high school and kinder. So she visited our school and she have this I think that a leaf. I forgot what leaf is that, but she brought that leaf and then uh ginawa ni Ma'am Padolina. And then that leaf, she threw that away, and then the leaf fell like this manner, circular manner. So she said to the principal, I want the elementary students for science class to play these leaves, and then like this one, and then they will calculate how long it will take to fall down. Okay, so just imagine using a leaf, and you will apply it in the science classes. And you could use some things around you. You could always use everything that's around you, or maybe on social media you could use those things to use in your class. You may not have and use your talents, of course, because creative teachers, it's really good. As much as possible nga, you could use different activities that is already existing, or they could use inside of their house, your house, dadalhin mo siya dito, and then voila, they will think, ay, oo nga, no, hindi ko naisip yun, that's so bright. Mga ganun ba? There. Handle students grading fairly. It's very important that a teacher would be fair when it comes to the students' grade. Students' grade, grabe, it's very important because if you will not handle it fairly, that's why it's also important to always have a quiz. This is the time that you will realize ang importante ng quiz. Why? Ang quiz, midterm examinations, ay objective type, which means there's one correct answer and one wrong answer. Sila yung magde-determine if the grades of the students will be different from each other. Lalo na kung hindi pwedeng, if you cannot cheat, if they won't cheat, they will devise that they will not cheat. For example, all of you, subjective type tayo, like for example, performance. Okay, this group A, so beautiful. Ang ganda, ang ganda, ang ganda ng group A. Lahat kayo, 30 points. Ito, hindi masyado, 20 points. But sa collective everyone, group A, group B, group C, group D, may mga grades sila. Parang sa project ninyo, sa jingle ninyo, pare-pareho kayo, di ba? So lahat, regardless of your strength, you have the same grade. But when combined, two written works such as quizzes in other math and midterm and final exam, you will have different grades. That's the reason why some of your teachers have high grades because more performance basis sila, and some of your teachers have low grades even if you study for the test. Kasi the reason why they're like that is because they are using the quizzes. Quizzes are good use for that. Hindi kayo pwedeng mawawala ng quiz kahit 5 items yan, kahit 10 items yan, 20, 30, it's important to have an objective type sa inyong grades. And ang performance kasi, pwede siyang baguhin. Like for example, parang minsan hindi talaga maganda yung performance ng bata, but they will think, hindi kasi ko pa yung favorite ni ma'am. That's why ganito, ganyan. Yun. And when you decide as well, we need to consider the following. This is very important that you need to consider in order to grade fairly. For example, you told your students that if for example you will be late, okay, today you have 20, I will not accept late projects. You said that you will not accept late projects. Now, student A, your favorite is late. And student B, your least favorite, is not late. Now, you told me that you will not accept projects. If you accept the project, both of them, ba? Both of them, you accept. You will think, teka, if you accept them, your class will tell you, ma'am, isn't it you told us that you will not accept projects? So, we tried our best to finish our projects. And the reason, di ba? We tried to finish our projects, even if it's not the reason why it's not so good, but we're on time. Because you said you will not accept projects. Isn't it, ma'am? And then, next, you didn't accept your project. Sa yan, hindi mo i-accept your project. But your favorite student will be 0 in project. And your favorite student who you dearly love because they are so sweet like that, hindi niya, magiging 0 siya. What will you do? That's a question. Now, for example, if for example you accepted the project and then you will have deduction, what will happen is that if the deduction is not big, pwede naman pala yun eh. E di gandahan na lang natin. Kasi hindi naman pala ano eh. Next, if the deduction is, if for example, you also need to make sure that until the end, your rules will be, you'll follow your own rules. Why? For example, you didn't accept the project. The next step would be the students will bring their parents. They will go to the principal's office and they will ask you, why you didn't accept the project of my kid? Didn't you know that we're doing this? Ganyan. My kid didn't sleep at all because of that. What if my kid will do this? And mind you, some parents, they will say, paano kung magpakamatay yung anak ko? I'm sorry for the term, but it happens. Some parents, they will tell that. Dahil po dyan gusto na pong mag-suicide ng anak ko, they will blame the teacher. It happens so many times. Diba? Isang simple project, but it's a big deal. Especially for high school students and sa inyo rin, sa college. Diba? May mga ganung bagay. So, you need to know how to handle your students. For me, ang suggestion ko dyan is first thing pa lang. Like for example, magbigay ka ng isang assignment, isiro mo na siya. As in, bago ka pa yung parang mararamdaman niyang bagsak na siya. That's better. Para pag major subject, wala ka ng problema. Kasi pag major grading na, like for example, the project, alam nila. Yeah, so explain. Next is display personal touch and it's approachable. My dear students, there is a difference between mukha kang masungit versus approachable ka. Or resting bitch face. There are people that looks masungit, like for example, but students would easily go to them. May mga ganon. May mga tao naman na parang masungit talaga. And for me, I suggest na hindi ka, you may be disciplinarian, mahigpit ka man, it's okay. But make sure that you're still approachable. Kasi pag kunwari, sobrang hindi natin alam, some of our students, they may came from different background. They may have different problems and they won't be sharing it to you. And it's very important to help them. My dear students, kasi baka mamaya, sobrang higpit mo, sobrang kang galit sa lahat, hindi ka na makausap and everything. What will happen is, hindi ka makakatulong sa bata. Lalala yung bata. And may mali na pala, hindi mo pa naitama. Kasi galit ka lagi, hindi ka makausap. And worst thing, di pala yun yung worst thing, ano? This is it. For example, it's hard to approach you. And kahit kasi masungit ka, okay lang. It doesn't matter. Pero when it comes to grades, to questions, we will entertain them. Minsan kasi, aabot siya na ang nanay mismo magtatanong sa'yo. And they will tell, bakit po hindi niyo na lang sinabi sa akin? Approachable naman. Pero hindi talaga approachable. O, isa yun. And sometimes, if you tend to be sobrang sungit na wala sa lugar, it means that you're hiding something. Sometimes, minsan ganun nangyayari. And minsan, pag sobrang hindi ka approachable, I remember there was a time na may masungit na teacher na sobrang sungit, nadapa talaga siya. As in plakda. But you know what? People around the area, they were asked, ba't di mo tinulungan si teacher? Kasi ma'am, sobrang sungit niya eh. And we're very afraid that if we will help this teacher, she will be mad at us. So, wag naman dumating sa point na ganun. Although, mali yun. Dapat syempre, pag may na-aksidente tayo, we will help that. We will help the person. But, minsan, nagiging ganun yung connotation sa takot sa atin. Wag naman sana ganun. And, we want to correct behavior. And sometimes, personality natin talaga, wag naman sobrang approachable. Wag naman maging barkada. Kaya nga, di ba, sabi ko sa inyo, subukan nyo magpatawag ng ate at kuya sa mga batang iyan. Eh, lagot kayo sa akin. Pag ako napunta ng school ninyo at ang tawag sa inyo, ate, 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 kuya, walang po kuya or ate sa inyo. You are their teachers, your ma'am or sir. Yun lang. Wala naman Mrs. Mrs. na ba sa inyo ngayon, third year? I am thinking, kunwari kung Mrs. Ma'am. Ayan. So, yung mga ganon. Sige, Mrs., Mr., Mrs., Miss, or kung Filipino, ayan, syempre, binibini, ginoo. Ayan. Ginang kung may Mrs. na sa Filipino. So, yun lang. Pero ang sasabihin na, ate, ate, wag walang ganyan. Next, cultivate a sense of belonging and have a way to make the students feel welcome and comfortable in their classroom. At first, the students won't be comfortable with you. But as a teacher, you need to make sure that they will have a comfortable classroom environment. Why? It's very important to have a very comfortable classroom environment, the sense of belongingness, because we want to promote inclusive education and not exclusive education, regardless of your gender, your race, your sexual orientation, your likes, your dislikes, as much as possible. I'm not asking you to be best friends with everyone, but as a teacher, you need to make sure that they belong. They will feel belong. If not in the class, at least in your subject as well, in which they could share their thoughts, their feelings, so that it will be the lesson will be smooth. And eight is compassionate, are concerned about students' personal problems and can relate to them and their problems. I think until now, I still have that. When I was in high school, I mean, a high school teacher, there was a time that I haven't have any breaks at all. As in, mukha man hindi, kasi kumakain pa din ako. Pero wala akong break. Ang ginagawa ko na lang talaga ay pag lumalakad, kumakain. Papunta ng classroom, kumakain ako ng chocolates. I love chocolates kasi talaga. So, pero, as in, I don't have breaks na my moment. Why? Because there was a time, I think that's 2019, nag-work na ako sa Meneses campus. So, Friday, I mean, lagi ko siyang ginagawa, but still, na-maximize siya. I was working 2019, and ang nangyari nung 2019, siguro 2018, 2019, yung 2 taon na yan, wala na akong break. Why? Because pati break time ko, may mga problems yung mga bata and I talk to them. I prioritize them, of course, over my breaks because for me, it's part of knowing them and knowing my students is very important because it's part of my vocation to be the kind of student, to be the kind of teacher that listens. Kasi yun ang kulang sa atin eh. A teacher that listens, someone who will listen. We cannot help all problems as much as possible eh. Marami tayong mga hindi kaya talaga, lalo pag family. But they could at least share it to you and at least meron silang nahingan ng problema. And if they ask you, do you want to give opinion? Okay, good. Pwede. And in addition to that, pwede rin naman na Sometimes, if my students will tell me something, I ask them, okay, sige, thank you for telling me your problems. What do you want me to do about it? Do you want me to talk to your mother? Do you want me to talk to your teacher? Do you want me to elevate this? O until now, yung ginagawa ko, I ask them, do you want me to talk to ma'am or sir ganto? Do you want me to tell this to our dean or our whoever it is? I ask the student. Because I want problems, some problems that could be managed to be managed, and I want other problems depende yun, depende. So problem to problem. Now, number 9 is have a sense of humor. Make learning fun and not take everything seriously. This one is very important as a teacher. Do not take every single thing seriously. Mamamatay ka niyan. Like for example, may student ka. Ayan, mga student natin na may mga ang jokes kasi, may mga level of jokes. Iba ang mag-joke ang lalaki, iba mag-joke ang babae, iba mag-joke ang ating third gender. So, if you will always feel that you are threatened, that they're doing something, parang, ano ba, sabi, nakakainis kayo ah. Parang pinipikon niyo ako ah. Ganun, di ba? So, you know, masakit, masasaktan ka lang. That's real. Masasaktan ka lang. So, having a sense of humor will make the things light, not just for the student, but for you as well. Kasi ako, minsan talaga, lalo kong inanin yung sense of humor eh. Kasi, masaya kayo, natatawa din ako, and everything is light. And sometimes, hala, nakakadalawang oras na kami. Parang gano'n, ano, hindi mo mararamdaman. Pero ako nararamdaman ng bibig ko. Kahit na kahit na nagpapatawa ako, natawa ako tapos ang sakit sa bibig, but that's normal. And I know na nakikita niyo naman, oh my God, natatawa kami. Pero Diyos ko, gabi na, si Ma'am Dayan ayaw pang tumigil. Okay, di ba? Minsan nararamdaman niyo. But sometimes, you need to make sure that everything is worth it. Diba? Respect students. Do not deliberately embarrass students. Teachers who give the highest respect get the highest respect. There are moments in which we could tease our students. But of course, not all the time. And piliin natin. So, and dapat din, pag kunwari, they tease us back, syempre, ano, pakiramdam mo rin, no? May mga iba na parang below the belt. Huwag ka magbe-below the belt. Make sure na, oh, sakto lang. Huwag tayo masyadong, ano, mga ganon. So, it's very important because respect begets respect. You need to respect your students. And hindi nyo siya, ang mga students ninyo ay estudyante at nag-aaral na tao yan. So, hindi ka dapat, ayan, ang pinaka-ayoko sa lahat talaga, inuutusan ng bata. Yan ang pinaka-ayokong ginagawa. Ako, hindi ako nag-uutos sa inyo. Unless professional things. Like for example, okay, class mayor, check the attendance, check this, do this, but not the personal. Maybe I do ask someone, pero I pay for that. I don't ask personal. Hindi ko kayo pabibili mo nga ako nito. Hindi. No. That's why I told my English major students, and now I'm telling you, my dears, to other students, Filipino math, science, sasabihin ko din sa inyo, huwag naming madidinig na nag-uutos kayo sa bata pagdating namin sa cooperative school. I remember there was a student na siya may buhat nung dala ni ma'am. Sabi niya, "Oy anak, kunin mo nga yung pagkain nila ma'am." Sabi ko, my God, sabi ko dun sa ano, inutusan niya yung bata. Sabi ko gano'n. Personal na bagay na 'tong mga bagay na 'to tapos inuutusan. It's okay if magkukusang loob si bata eh, but yung utusan mo, ayoko ng gano'n. Hindi ako nag-uutos sa bata. Ang inuutusan ko, for example sa organization, "Oh, nasaan 'to, nasaan 'yan." That's as ano pa din, head I know, not head, but advisor or during the class, Pero sa the rest, hindi. Ayoko ng ganun. Kasi hindi mo siya kailangang utusan. Pwede pa utusan na magbantay, teacher, ganun. Mag-check, yes. They're utos eh. Pero yung mga iba hindi. Hindi ko din gusto yung mga mini-make-upan yung student, mini-make-upan niya yung teacher, pagagandahin niya, yung mga ganon. No, hindi ko din masyado yan. Unless you're paying the kid, that's okay. But other than that, make sure that you know what you're asking your students. Forgiving. This one is hard. It's hard to forgive students. But it's harder if you will hold grudges to your student. Because, ha? Hindi ko nga po alam eh. Tinanong ko si daddy, hindi daw siya. Why? All right, sorry for the interruption. Now, forgiving is not easy. There are students who really press all your buttons. I haven't have that kind of student. But sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes you just need to talk to the students and you need to remind them about the behavior. But this is hard. Kaya lang, if you will not forgive the students about the things that they did, it will be hard for you. It's always hard for the teacher because it's hard to forgive. But I'm not saying that you need to forget. But you need to forgive the student sometimes, especially the minor mistakes. Because as a teacher, it is our task to correct the students. And as like a parent, we need to make sure that we need to train them. My dear students, sa pagte-train kasi ng parent natin, talagang maraming tayong mistakes na magagawa because we're human beings and we cannot be perfect right away. We It's a process. And if we will always if we will always hard. If we always blame the students or make the students feel less because of the mistakes that they did, they don't deserve that. Unless, of course, the mistake is grabe. But that is case to case. But normally, no. They commit mistakes. Their students are prone to mistakes. And you, my dear students, prone tayo lahat. Ako din naman. I have mistakes teaching. May baka mali din ako na ito. May mga mali. But No, we need to forgive. We need also to forgive ourselves. Diba? And it's hard to hold grudges. Like, oh, parang nagne-negative ka na pag nakikita mo yung batang yun. Mahirap. Ikaw din mahihirapan. Lalo na kung ikaw ang, sana kung kunwari, ah, hindi mo na siya makikita. And maybe she'll be your student next year as well. Or every semester. Diba? Ang hirap ng ganun. Number 12, admit mistakes. This one is hard. As a teacher, it's hard to admit that we're wrong. But sometimes we are. By this time, you need to know, oh, minsan talaga nagkakamali si teacher. Sa dami ba naman ang ginagawa? But bago mo siya pagalitan kasi kinorek ka niya, do not be mad at the student. For example, they will tell you, ma'am, para po may mali dun sa check. Pwede po bang pa-check? Okay, siguro kung ayaw mo na feeling mo mali ka, you could train them how to tell your teacher that there's wrong. Ako, para wala akong problema. Okay, sige, checking tayo. Ganito, pag may mali akong check, hanapan nyo ko ng reference book. Kahit yung lecture na ako nag-type, kunwari kung PowerPoint. And then, pakita nyo para wala ng problema. Like, for example, ma'am, tingnan mo po. Sinearch ko po sa Google, ito po yung tamang sagot. Okay, good. I'm wrong. Push. Yun na, move on. Tapos, nagkamali ka na isa. Hindi naman buong buhay, hindi naman buong pagtuturo mo yung napagkamali mo. Just one thing. Just a typo. Diba? So, yun. Yun ang ano natin. Do not, my dear students, dwell na parang pag kinorek ka ng bata, ang kapal naman ng mukha mong ikorek ako. Sino ka? Minsan may ganun. Minsan may mga ganong teacher. Galit na galit sa estudyante na nakorek sila. Sila mo naman pala yung mali. Okay? So, isa yun sa tinitignan natin. Baka masyado tayong mainit eh. Tayo pala talaga yung mali. So, admit your mistakes. My dear students, your assignment, I want you to put and memorize the 12 characteristics of an effective teacher. By the time we meet, I want you to memorize that. Mm-hmm. Now, professionalism has many things, 'di ba? Maraming ang professionalism. But let us check what's the meaning of professionalism in Article 11 of the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers. In Section 1, it is said that a teacher shall live with dignity at all times. Section 2, a teacher shall place premium upon self-respect and self-discipline as the principle of personal behavior in all relationship with others and in all situations. A teacher shall maintain at all times a dignified personality, which could serve as model worthy of emulation by learners, peers, and others. 4. A teacher shall always recognize the Almighty God for being as guide of his own destiny and of the destinies of men and nation. Now, balik tayo. Imagine, Section 1, dignity si teacher. Kailangan mataas ang dignidad. Section 2, place for premium self-respect and self-discipline. Number 3, dignified personality again and model sa learners, peers. And number 4, serve the Lord. My dear, those 4 sections of the Code of Ethics of the Professional Teachers define professionalism of a teacher with these 4 sections. Sobrang bigat. Dignified, a model, and as in perfect. And that's the reason why it's hard to become a teacher. Why? At dignity at all times. This one, normally, yes. Madali naman yang mag-meet. Kaya lang, ito yung next eh. Self-respect and self-discipline. Yung section 1 kasi, normal eh, explanatory. With dignity of all times. Usually, you're not related, you're not near to the pornographic things eh. But section 2, let's ponder with this one. Self-respect and self-discipline. This one, my dear, is very big siya. Ah, sobrang lawak ng self-respect at self-discipline. Like for example, sa self-respect. What do you consider with self-respect? 'Di ba? Maano ka naman sa sarili mo, maawa ka naman. And dapat ikaw as a teacher, ayan diyan na papasok, bakit nagiging manang yung teacher? Bawal ang maiba ang kulay ng hair, hanggang dito lang yung pwede. Pero 'pag ginawa mong red, green, blue, bawal 'yan. Nagtuturo ka pa naman, Section 3, model. Kasi dapat brown, black lang ka dapat ma-fashion. May tattoo ka, naku bawal 'yan kasi yung mga bata natin bawal. Nagve-vape ka, bawal 'yan, kailangan ganito. Naggaganto ka, marami kang hika, bawal 'yan kasi ganito. So as you can see, the reason why mahigpit sa College of Education sa Maine and Teacher Education Department, because this is what we are preparing you for. And now, my dear students. Okay, so let us have an agreement. As of now, you need to look professional in your cooperating school and in the future, sa first job nyo. Look professional. Let us follow them. For 4 years, you follow them. In another set of years, you follow the school. And now, if you have something and you will be someone who knows how to navigate these things. Na kasi ngayon kasi nagsisimula kayo eh. And I don't want you to receive mockery first. Pag kasi marami kayong vices, like for example, you are a woman and you drink, as in you drink a lot, you will have negative connotation towards, they will have negative things to say to you. Pag nagve-vape kayo, naninigarilyo, ma-negative yan kasi teacher ka. So, my suggestion for you is to follow first. I'm not saying follow all your life. We have our own life. I know that. But to follow first, and then, if you are someone that could navigate, again, for example, okay, pwede naman pala ang mag-tattoo kasi nasa loob na ako ng DepEd. Ganun. Pwede na akong publicly mag-vape kasi ayon sa ganito eh. Okay. Pero as of now, wag muna. And I also suggest that you have, for example, di ba sabi nila, our Facebook ma'am kasi is very trashy. Kumbaga marami kaming opinion sa buhay. So my suggestion is to have an ACAD account in which the students will not use you as someone, they will not use you as someone na model in a negative way. Kasi ang mangyayari kasi niyan, magiging model kayo sa mga bata. And we don't know if the parents would like their kids to be like that. Agad-agad. Diba? Nagiging model tayo, we have influence towards them. Like for example, sa faith natin. I have students before that is, they are not, my co-founder, they do not believe in God. And that's their belief. And the teacher, who we know also, they love this teacher. And then, he was asked, ikaw ba, kinakausap mo yung mga bata about dyan? Tinatawag siya ng principal. Kinakausap mo yung mga bata about dyan? Baka mamaya nagre-recruit ka. Or sinishare mo yung nasa isip mo. Paano kung magalit yung mga magulang sa atin? I-pull out yung bata kasi ganyan yung Diba? Parang, that's my point. I don't want you to be the focus of other students. Ano, ang lakas kasi na impluwensya ninyo, and hindi niyo pa kayang sumagot. And hindi pa natin alam yung tama at mali. And wala pa kayo sa system. That's why, let us follow first. Now, kung sabi nyo, teaching is not for you, or you found um you found the school that will accept you, that's good. For kasi sa akin ganun eh. I followed. I followed muna. Okay, sabi nung school, bawal to, bawal yan, bawal magpakulay ng buhok, bawal lahat ng mga bagay na to, bawal mag-post ng ganito. So I don't post. But I look for the school that will accept who I am and what I want, what I wear, what I want to wear, what I want to post. Okay siya. But I cannot, no, I cannot insist what I want sa ibang school. I know that. Yun. So, yun ang sinasabi ko sa inyo. We need to follow it first muna. And professionalism is very big. Parang ang laki ng section 1 na to. Kasi kailangan mo maging model. Kailangan dignified personality. And as in, dapat parang ang perfect. Kaya talagang ganun yung tingin. Kasi nasa batas, nasa code of ethics natin yan eh. Okay? Now, integrity as a code of ethics for public school teachers adopted in Section 7 of Republic Act 4670 cites integrity as one of the essential traits of a professional teacher. So when we say integrity, it's the development of desirable habits and attitudes that go into the formation of character. His manner of living should provide a worthy example. Tingnan nyo to ha. Manner of living should provide a worthy example for his pupils and students to emulate, for his fellow teachers to be proud, and for the community to feel as enriched by it. So, the way we live right now must be an example of integrity. Dapat may integrity sa ating life. Because if not, people will talk. They will not believe in you. Or maybe you will receive criticisms. And as teachers, we live like this eh. Ngayon kasi sa panahon ng TikTok, I have seen many public school teachers have accounts and are making videos as well. And sabi ko, okay, that's nice. They are now allowing faculty na mag-video, mag-take ng video. Okay, something's changing. It's nice. Then I saw a comment na maraming likes. Marami ding angry. Sabi niya, iba na talagang panahon ngayon. Ang mga teacher mas inuuna ang pagti-TikTok. Mas okay pa nung araw. Kasi nung araw, yung mga teachers ay nakafocus lang sa pag-aaral. Okay. That's the comment. Mind you, my dear students. Yes, it's true. Right now, teachers are full of TikTok. They're content creators. But many teachers right now are degree holders ng master's at doctorate degree. May research, extension, nang last, nang before, wala. You cannot compare people from before and people from nowadays. Yes, may mga methods tayo na different, but so was the education style is different. But still, the integrity of the teacher and how they live, tinitignan siya talaga. Ang public school teacher uniform ay sobrang importante. The status of that, the symbol of that, every time you saw that kind of uniform na taga-trabahador ng DepEd, parang mapapaisip ka, okay, public school teacher to. Mabait, maano to, magaling. Or maybe negative, or maybe another positive emotions. Isa siyang bayani. Kaya, public school teacher ng DepEd, dito natutulog. Kaya ako pag nakikita ko, forms, forms, forms. Yeah, may mga connotation tayo. So, yun, it's very important. Now, I'll be cutting our discussion. Stop sharing and then continue it dahil isang oras na siya. Mahirap na mag-upload ng ganito kahaba. So, stop sharing ko muna. And stop. Right, so going back. So now, for this one, you don't need to okay. Paste logo. For this one, you don't need to do the activity. Well, technically, you already did the activity because I told you to write that during the first part. Kasi to ay sa, let's take a short assessment. So sa BPED and BEd, we did this one. Definitely, you already have this answer. So you don't need this one anymore. Now, for the next activity that you will do is this one. So, Chapter 3, Lesson 1, the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers, the Preamble and Article 1. Now, supposedly, this is a memorization contest, boys versus girls. This is open for everyone. So, kung nakita tayo, so ito yung gagawin natin. But since we're not given a chance for this one, you will be given a chance next meeting. Okay, so next meeting, be ready because bubunot ako ng 5 tao randomly that will share the preamble. They will memorize the preamble, and if they won't be able to memorize it or present it in front of the class, ay manlalagot ang buong klase. Ayan. So, ganyan. Baligtarin natin. So, paano, Ma'am Dayan? So, may parusa tayo na deduction sa lahat kapag ang 5 ito ay ang isa sa kanilang 5 na tinawag at nabunot sa ating bunutan ay hindi makapag-recite ng preamble, mayroong parusa ang buong klase. So they will be the representative and they will only know next meeting. But make sure, my dear students, that the preamble will be written on your notebook. Teachers are duly licensed professionals who possess dignity and reputation with high moral values as well as technical and professional competence. In practice of their noble profession, they strictly adhere to observe and practice this set of ethical and moral principles, standard, and values. I want you to memorize the preamble because this is our bread and butter. If you forget everything, don't forget the preamble of Code of Ethics. This is the beginning. So lahat ng buo sa Code of Ethics, yan yung pinaka-importante. Siya yung start. Kumbaga sa 10 Commandments, ang pinaka-importante ay yung first 2. Love God. Number 1. Okay, so yung parang ganon. Sa 10 Commandments, sa dami ng commandments, meron dong 2 commandments na sinabi ni Jesus na yun, habang commandment yun. Teka, limutan ko. Pero yun, parang ganon din dito. Now, for your assignment, hindi ko siya nadikit dun sa kabila. So, for your assignment, here, for the Article 1, Scope and Limitations, Section 1, Section 2, Section Article 2, mali. Sorry. So I want you to have a summary of Article 1, Scope and Limitation, Article 2, the teacher in the state, and Article number 3, teacher in the community, and Article number 9, the teacher and parents. So I want you to have at least 5-sentence summary for each article. So, masyado palang madami ang 5. Let's have 3 sentences na summary about the article. Ay, until this one pala, sorry. Article 8, the teachers and the learners. Ayan. So, lahat ng mga articles na yan, I want you to have a summary. Okay? So, yun lang ang ating activity. So, I hope that you will do our lesson. And good luck, my dear students. Kasi sa 27 na ang inyong performance. So, ang performance ninyo ng jingle ay this Friday na. And I'm very excited, very excited to see you. Ano kaya? Sinong major kaya ang pinakamagaling? English, Filipino, Math, Science, BPED, or BEd? So I'm very excited and see you, my dear students. See you around. Bye-bye. Next week naman tayo, may klase tayo. Except for Monday, of course. Bye-bye.